What is this lightweight metal thing I found in a creek? The name Wallers is on the other side, and there's a blemish over the first letter of the second word at. So I'm not sure what it says. There looks like a cherub on it. I tried googling shoehorn and Wallers metal, Wallers steel, and Wallers silver with no luck. I have no idea what this could be. Please help. It's a teething plate invented by Carl Waller of Philadelphia and patented on December 26, 1893. I really hope the idea was you covered it with a cloth or something before shoving it in the baby's mouth. The baby probably threw it in the creek to get rid of it. I found this in our 1955 camp, all sheet metal and can be wall mounted. The only legible embossed markings just say patent pending. It weighs very little, and we haven't found any other pieces that would seem to go with it. I'm having a hard time googling it, because I don't even know how to describe it. What is this thing? It's a wall mount and reflector for an oil lamp. It was patented in January of 1907. Part of the reflector was actually to radiate heat, so that it wouldn't put a burn mark on the wall from having near contact with hot glass all night. What is this thing we found buried about 15 inches deep on my property in Ireland? It was dug up by a digger years ago when moving soil in preparation for a shed foundation. It's carved from stone. It's flat on one side, concave on the other, and has a hole right through the middle. It weighs about 10 kilograms and has a diameter of approximately 12 inches. I'd be really interested to know what this is or what it's used for. It's an early Roman beehive quern, dating to the period circa 1st to 2nd century AD. This would be the top, a spindle would connect it to a bottom piece, and grain would be poured into the funnel on top and ground between the two stones to make flour. The Journal of the Royal Society of Antiquaries of Ireland gives this a date range of 2300 to 1500 years old for that type in Ireland, but there may be more current research that refines that. Looks like the procedure is to report archaeological finds to your county museum, and they will be more familiar with local archaeology and could probably date this better. What is this thing we found when fishing in Latvia? It's very heavy. I think it weighs more than 120 kilograms. It was pretty hard for us three to roll it uphill and put it in the car. It was underwater near the shore and looked like a rock at first. Any ideas? It's a German sea mine from the year 1877 and was used in World War I. This anchor cable mine was also called a contact torpedo and the oldest German mine of the 19th century. It's a self-contained explosive device placed in water to destroy surface ships or submarines. It has 5 horns on the upper side and through contact with a ship's hull, these will chemically ignite the charge. There's only 2 of these were ever found before. The other mine that was found cost them 30,000 euros to destroy. You should contact your local authorities and they can get someone to dispose it properly. What is this thing I found in a creek bed in Oak Hill, Austin, Texas? It has a small hole on top of the head that goes all the way through it, like it was maybe used for a necklace. Any ideas? My father is an archaeologist. He said it's a pendant head from the Caddo tribe. It looks legit and definitely pre-Columbian. He also said there is a Caddo archaeological site in Oak Hill. Could be an import as well, but unlikely. It's pretty cool to show him pottery or ceramics, and he's able to figure out what it is and what tribe. I found this in my backyard in East Nashville, Tennessee. Obviously it's an arrowhead. Are there any experts that can estimate tribe and age, or if it is actually legitimate? The neighborhood I live in was hit hard by a tornado back in March, so although I know where it was found, there is the possibility that it was relocated here by the tornado. Archaeologist here. It looks real for sure. It has corner notches, a decent fit for Hopewell type points from about 2,000 years ago. But a local expert would certainly know more. If it's found in your yard, it's definitely yours, and nobody would take it if you reported it. And I'm sure your state archaeologist or archaeological society would be happy to tell you more and make a record of where you found it. What is this old chair made of wood and metal? There's a panel in the center that looks removable and a chain at the bottom. It also has footrests and loops under the armrests. The seat had no give when sitting on it. Does anyone have an idea? It's a seat from a 19th century buckboard and is a removable seat for any flatbed wagon. Many of these were set up so that if you had to replace the wagon itself, the seat could be transferred to the new one. This way you wouldn't have to make the seat just a new wagon bed. The panel in the center is an inset glove box. What is this thing I found on my grandma's shelf of items collected while traveling the world? It's made out of wood and is 11.5 inches long. I don't know anything else about it. Any idea what it is? It's a Fijian cannibal fork. It was carved out of redwood in the 19th century. Fijians were not actually feasting on their own members. The humans they would consume the flesh of didn't belong to their community. Eating your nemesis was in fact purely motivated by revenge, a public humiliation ritual that became one of the strongest cultural norms of the territory. The heads of the community, chiefs, and priests were considered too holy to touch food. For this reason, attendants to the ceremony had to feed them with those precious wooden forks, with which they would pick the roasted flesh. Considered one of the most sacred relics of each tribe, these forks were kept in the spirit house and were only used during cannibal ceremonies. What are these spoons for? I found them at my local thrift store. The part that confuses me is the folded end. It must have been designed and built for something specific. These are marked Great Britain on the shaft and have a stamp on the back of the spoon that is difficult to read, but maybe Fens. Any ideas? They are early 19th century cocktail muddlers. These silver plate muddlers were made in England circa 1920. The flat end is for mashing up the cherry in an old-fashioned or similar drink. The marking must be EPNS, which means electro-plated nickel-silver. What is this brass rectangular device that rotates on a fixed axis? As it rotates, it causes the faces of the device to increase by 1 each rotation. The device slides into a metal hollow cylinder in a leather case with a strap. The hollow cylinder allows the device to spin on a fixed axis by using a swinging motion. Any ideas? It's a wagon roadometer, a 19th century device like an odometer for measuring mileage. It is contained in a black leather case and was strapped to the spokes of a wagon wheel to measure the number of revolutions. As the wagon wheel turns, the odometer revolves in a circular motion inside the case. The grooves on the odometer shaft turn the brass part, which has a pointer with numbers to indicate the distance traveled. The round gear parts have numbered teeth of varying sizes, allowing the mechanism to revolve at different speeds. What is this copper box with a wick for oil inside? I found this between my great-aunt's stuff in Belgium. I found it with some pens and a shaving kit. It's about 5 by 7 centimeters and 3 centimeters high, with no visible markings. It has a spring-loaded button on the front, with 2 foldable supports on the inside, and a wick with a compartment beneath. Any idea what it is? By the way, we enjoy reading your comments every day. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.